Hey guys, it's me Chan Dragon, and today's video is about PGR and we'll focusing for the next patch, which is Chaos Unsnarl, and our primary topic today is for the 21 Feral Sand. As usual, we'll talk about the character overview, pros and cons, a little bit explain about the kit itself, pulling recommendation, should you pull Feral Sands or not, because I heard some people say just skip 21 Feral Sands because you say like Alpha Crimson Wave just can't carry. In here I will try to discuss, so let's get started. So let's start first with always the pros and cons about 21, or positive or negative. So the first positive is that she will become part of the new meta in Lightning team. It will replacing Leaf Lux. So if you're curious what kind of upgrade that 21 Feral Sand offer compared to Leaf Lux, which is first is that if you have 21 Feral Sand with the weapon, then she will offer 10% more of lightning damage increase, because if you combine with her weapon, it will total 30% of lightning damage increase, while Leaf Lux, if you reach until SS, it only 20% of lightning damage increase. However, this is probably can be wrong too, because the way they word it kinda confused me. They say lightning surge now increased by 20% in her weapon. So is it stacked with her previous passive where the pack mentality said like lightning surge increased by 10%? So it's stacked become 30%, or it's just like go from 10% to become 20%, and I can be wrong too. So yeah, it's a little bit notes in that. But in the end, but whatever it is, at the worst same like Leaf Lux, which is same equal 20% lightning damage increase, or 10% better in lightning damage increase. And the next upgrade, this one that I feel the crucial part, where 21 Feral Sand actually a lot better than Leaf Lux, which is in quality of life. Leaf Lux is actually very good lightning healer and support, but if you pay attention, the way you get heal and buff is that you have to stay on the circle that she summoned. So if you go outside that, you will not even get any heal at all. So let's say enemy just push you out from that field, you pretty much maybe die if your health like running on low, and you will not even get your 20% of your lightning buff, and that's actually pretty bad. And also probably right now you play Alpha Crimson Wave for a while, right now you're already getting used to it. You know her that she move like crazy, like left and right to getting stay on field, sometimes quite annoying. But with 21 Feral Sand, you should not worry anymore. Once you getting healed, basically just trigger the QT, you get heal and you get buff in the center without have to worry that stay in this circle, and this is actually good quality of life. For sure, if you're very skillful, that's not supposed to be a problem, but if sometimes you're playing like casual, especially like me, sometimes I'm busy, sometimes that small things can be annoying me, and finally I can escape from this like circle buff only. And the last one, the upgrade, of course, from Feral Sand, which is time stop and more damage, because Leaf Lux basically doesn't do any damage. Feral Sand finally can provide like time stop, and that's actually huge, and more damage is also good. So that's actually the three main point where 21 Feral Sand become the upgrade from Leaf Lux itself. And second, for the pros or positive but 21 is that because she's amplifier, she can work actually as a off element type characters, actually same like Leaf and Pyrea. This is not nothing fancy like only lock with 21, but this is mostly amplifier benefit, where you can actually put this character as an off element, especially if you don't have so much team, then they can work, because the buff rope amplifier is good, right? When you switch to the next character, you get like more elemental damage. So yeah, that's what. And the last one, or the third, which is if you don't have Alpha Crimson Witch, which is weird. Why? Maybe you just play right now, you stop playing with Alpha Crimson Witch. That's actually quite weird. But assuming you don't have her, then 21 can become your temporary lightning DPS then after Alpha Crimson Wave. Of course, don't expect like her damage will be more than Alpha Crimson Wave, but at least for temporary, while waiting for you to pull her again, then yes, she can be a temporary lightning PS. And let's move to the negative or cons about 21 Feral Sand. First, the signature weapon is kinda necessary for her. Very similar vibe like Rosetta or Chrome Glory. Without the weapon, it feels incomplete, because 21 signature weapon is actually very good. It gives you lightning surge that increase the lightning damage by 20% when you perform the QTE. Without this weapon, basically she only offered 10% of lightning damage increase, which is actually 10% lesser than SS Leaf Lux, which is quite ridiculous. And second, 21 Feral Sand, it's a little bit technical to play, or in short like a little bit hard to play, quite difficult, because she involving with timing in her kit. So basically, just very short brief is that whenever you do tripping, and it later will have lock-on on her, and you need to press basic attack on the right timing. If you don't press on the right timing, you will lose couple of the damage, so it will be lower damage. And this is something quite annoying if you don't getting used to it, the timing. For somehow it's very remind me of Sino, and both of them looks like Doggo, right, and have claw, and yes, both of these characters involving timing. So yeah, you need a little bit kinda getting used to it, but after you getting used to it, this is not will feel so bad. And that's everything about pros and cons about 21 Feral Sand. And in here I will add a little bit Q&A regarding 21 Feral Sands. The first question, hey, Alpha Crimson Wisp can just solo everything. Why do I need to change to 21 Feral Sand? Do I will lose damage? Something like that, blah blah blah. And I can say again, if you play again right now Alpha Crimson Wisp, you realize right now there's period where Alpha can deal high damage, and there's period like she will deal a little bit lesser damage because run out of ping and you need to charge from Sword Wave or do the charging from the dodge itself, right? Which is, we can say like it's a little bit timing period of waiting, but with 21 Feral Sand you can actually avoid those charging period. You can just swap to 21 and 21 can still deal damage. She works as a sub DPS in there. And also don't forget, after you swapping to the 21, she also can provide buff from Amplifier class, right? And that's actually good. So basically here you optimize your damage, and also when you back again to Alpha, you already get more your ping, and you can do even your Alpha rotation a lot faster without doing that like charging period. So basically you maximize your rotation. But of course, if you want to do the optimal way of this Alpha and 21 rotation, you need is SS with signature weapon. Second question, I cannot afford SS with the weapon, so I can only get like SS rank. So is she actually still upgrade for Reflux? Technically yes, but it's only minor. Mostly it's even only in quality of life, where finally your KT is not only like limited on the circle of Reflux itself. Right now is wherever you move your Alpha Crimson with left on right, you will still get your lightning damage buff and also heal, so it's good still in quality of life, but that's mostly of it. And the third question, but I just want to play solo with my Alpha Crimson with, or I already have Alpha Crimson with triple S, so do I even still need 21 Feral Sands? I already told you before, whatever the condition, as long you already have SS 21 Feral Sand with the weapon, it's always whatever ranks in your Alpha Crimson Wisp, it will be always upgrade for you, because this Reflux, as much as I say it's very good, the circle buff is very restrictive. Alpha Crimson Wisp is not like a staying type character. She moves left and right, up and down. So she's very easy to get out of those circle. So with this Feral Sand, it's basically make Alpha more mobile to get the buff. As long you trigger QT, you done. Whatever your ranks, you will always receive the buff. So it's technically, in theory, will give you more consistency. I already said the main selling point of 21 Feral Sand is that the quality of life. So whatever playstyle that you want to play solo, you want to swap to 21, it will always upgrade as long you have double S with the weapon. And the last question, which one should you prioritize, getting SS or SS3 or signature weapon from 21? And my answer is that getting the weapon is the first priority, because I already said getting the weapon, it will make her entire kit is complete and become a full support as amplifier itself. And of course, the second priority is SS, and the last priority is double S3. And now let's move to the real deal, which is should you pull 21 Feral Sand? In very short answer, if you already have Alpha Crimson Wisp, then she is optional character, meaning you can pull or not. However, I have the reason why you actually should pull for Feral Sand and why actually you can skip Feral Sand. And let's start first with the yes reason why you should pull Feral Sand. First, if you really care about meta or competitive, like let's say in leaderboard in Warzone or PPC or even Bubble, although it's seasonal, but if you really find that really matter about your score and something like that, then 21 Feral Sand is pretty much necessary and very highly recommend you to pull, because she is basically upgrade and give you more consistency in your overall output. That's why even though you say like, yeah, it's just small, it's not that much, blah blah blah, it's still upgrade. It will give you still upgrade. So that's why if you play in competitive, she's pretty much necessary to get. Or at least if you really care about meta, then for sure you really need to get 21. And for the contrary, where you find like skipping Feral Sand is basically doesn't really matter or doesn't really impactful for you, which is if you actually mostly don't care about competitive or meta, then actually you skipping 21 Feral Sand is actually fine, because even with only like Alpha Crimson with double S with the weapon, usually you already can clear most of the events, content. Even like Norman itself, you can already clear. So without 21 Feral Sand, you actually technically fine. It's only mostly give you more damage overall output that mostly impactful in competitive. So besides the competitive factor, you just maybe casuals that don't really care. Actually, it doesn't matter. However, I give you a reminder, especially your character collector, that in PGR you should not skip any character, because what you can get every single character in here, even as a free-to-play. As long you play like routine, like every single day, you not skipping, you can get every single character, even like A rank, S rank, doesn't matter, you can get all of them. I even make the video. As long you didn't pull the weapon, that's even make a lot easier to get all the characters. So this is huge, especially if you're a character collector. So if I'm character collector, for sure I will pull 21 Feral Sand. So a little bit notes in here if you find you want to skip 21 Feral Sands, because I say you need SS ranks with signature weapon and you find that that's quite expensive and high investments. But don't forget, in this game you can always upgrade your S rank to become SS ranks for free from PPC shop. So at the worst, you only need to wait until you have enough school. So basically you only need to pull one S rank 21 Feral Sands with signature weapon. So let's move to the next part, which is 21 Feral Sands overview. So in here I will only explain in very brief about her talents or kits and a little bit about the build. But if you really want to optimize this character, min-maxing, the optimal rotation and something like that, I suggest to check to the dedicated guide maker like Rexland or Spider2B. So let's start first with a tripping orb. So basically you can just tap any tripping orb color in here and you realize there's a lock on around the 21, right? So in there you need to tap basic attack, so you need to match that on the right timing. So that's where I say that's the technical part. I think once you already used to it, it's supposed to be no problem, but probably when you just start it, it's a little bit tricky to trigger. So yeah, if you pay attention again, when you do the tripping and matching the right timing, you see the bar below it's kinda increase time to time, right? Yes, keep doing that until it's full. Then when you already see the bar below it's already full, just hold attack in there. In 21 will perform the unlimited claw in there, and just keep waiting until the numbers goes to 100. After it reaches 100, just tap ultimate in there. After the ultimate, if you realize the bar in the middle there's a 3 claw that's glowing, that's the indication for you that you can actually double tripping instead of one, because before you can only do trippings and the timing attack, right? Right now we can do double trippings and the timing attack. So in here of course it will provide you more damage. So if you curious what the difference between tap tripping and press basic attack on the wrong timing compared to press tripping and the tap basic attack on the right timing. Basically the major difference is that you will get of course lesser damage and you will receive the gauge is lesser amount compared to one with the right timing. So in theory you get lesser damage and make your rotation longer. So yeah, that's everything about the basic kits about 21 Feral Sands. I hope you understand, because this character have some combo and stuff, and yeah, I hope you understand. However, if you're very confused right now or you feel what the hell this guy yapping about, I'll just make the very short recap. So in the very short, whenever you enter the battle, just keep doing the tripping or double tripping and perform the timing attack until the gauge bar below is full. After it's full, just press hold attack and wait until the numbers goes to 100. After that, when you see the ultimate available, just press the ultimate and swap to the next character. So yeah, that's a very short way how you play 21 Feral Sand. And for the 21 Feral Sands QT, of course it will hit the enemy and it will give you heal, and also it will provide you lightning surge that increase your lightning damage for your allies. And let's move to 21 Feral Sands Memories build. So let's start first with the general build, where you just want to use as a multi-purpose, like anything can go. This is just like mostly comfy build. Then you can go with 4 pieces of Friends and 2 pieces of Green Nerf. Green Nerf will be position 1 and 3. For the Memory Resonance, for the general build, for the top side will be HP and attack. For the bottom sides, it actually depends for what branch that you have. If you have SS3 and below, then we just focus to get signature move resonance. But if you have triple S and above, then just actually you have 2 choices. Is either you focus on get like core passive or the class passive resonance. However, if you're planning to just make her as a QTE bot and you just want to play Alpha Crimson with like full solo, then you can go with QTE support build with 4 pieces of Green Nerf and 2 pieces of Da Vinci, and Da Vinci in the slot of 1 and 3. For Memory Resonance for QTE support, for the top side will be HP and attack. And then for the bottom side will be class passive. For the Hypertune, as usual, prioritize first for the bottom row and the top row will be the last. So pretty much that's it about 21 Feral Sands. Overall, I told you if you already have Alpha Crimson Wave, she pretty much optional. You may get it or skip her. However, I already told you if you care about meta and leaderboard or competitive, then getting 21 Feral Sand is pretty much necessary, because even at the worst case at the base S rank, she pretty much already upgraded from Levelux itself. And yeah, if you find this video helpful, feel free to hit the support button and a like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!